All right, the most notable Republican to break ranks and support the release of the report is Arizona Senator John McCain, who himself was tortured, of course, in Vietnam and has long been an outspoken opponent of torture. This is what Senator McCain said on the Senate floor about the necessity of releasing the report.
The truth is sometimes a hard pill to swallow. It sometimes causes us difficulties at home and abroad. It is sometimes used by our enemies in attempts to hurt us. But the American people are entitled to it nonetheless. They must be able to make informed judgments about whether those policies and the personnel who supported them were justified in compromising our values, whether they served a greater good, or whether, as I believe, they stained our national honor, did much harm and little practical good.
Because this became a partisan thing today, every Democrat supporting the report and Republicans opposing it, McCain's statement stood out and was so strong it's already become a touchstone for the White House. This is what Vice President Biden said about McCain's statements earlier today.
I strongly urge you to take a look at the speech John made today. It's breathtaking. It explains, in my view, more in an articulate way, anything I could say.
The most formal counterattack to the report came from CIA Director John Brennan. He released a statement saying that, yes, in fact, the agency had made mistakes, but he also said that the CIA's interrogations had led to good, solid information. John, so far, who's winning the spin wars here about the report and the veracity of what Feinstein's saying versus what CIA and Bush-era intelligence and political people are saying?
I would say up until the moment that John McCain took the Senate floor, that the side that was against releasing this report had won the day. They had all the running over the weekend when the Bush administration kind of rallied around and spoke out. John McCain transformed this fight from being a partisan fight with Democrats against Republicans to being a fight where someone with unusual, I'd say unique credibility to speak to the subject of torture got up from the Republican Party and made, I think, a very powerful case, and that complicated the politics, and that is where those in favor of it, for the moment at least, are winning the spin war.
Let's hope no Americans are hurt in the next few weeks, obviously. But any Republican who opposed and released the report, now that the report has been released, should do history a service and the American people a service. Read it and say what you think of what the CIA did, not just in terms of torture, but in terms of how they dealt with Congress, in terms of being briefed about what they were doing in behalf of the United States of America.
There'll be a long dispute about whether or not these techniques led to any good information or not, but about the nature and character of the techniques themselves, I don't think there's any more debate. And Republicans and Democrats alike, I think, if they read this report with clear eyes, will admit that that's true.